Good evening, and welcome to Creative Broadcasting, the station of unlimited possibilities. Presents Creating Your Seat at the Table with your host, Ashley Little, as she welcomes her guest to the table.
Welcome to Creating Your Seat at the Table. I am your host, Ashley Little. A little bit about myself: corporate professional by day, entrepreneur by night, two-time best-selling author, host of Authors on the Rise, speaker, Forex trader, vice president of operations for DMV Mastermind, co-host of the Tammy Collins Marquee radio show, co-founder of Sweetheart Scholars Nonprofit, owner and creator of Creative Broadcasting, co-founder and owner of Talk Radio and TV Network, LLP, vice president of sales and marketing for Melanie People Magazine, and sales and marketing for Swag Her Magazine, and blogger and media for Black Women Hustle. Today we have a special guest. Her name is Cassandra Williams. A little bit about her. Cassandra Williams is an experienced human resource leader with a background primarily within the healthcare industry, contributing her HR expertise for both startup companies and more established businesses. Cassandra is currently the head of human resources for Veris Healthcare in Brentwood, Tennessee. She is also the founder of Career Talk with Cassandra, a career coaching brand dedicated to helping women find happiness and success in their careers, as well as Coins Over Gossip, a leadership development brand for Black career women. Cassandra's educational credentials include a Bachelor's of Science degree in Psychology and Business Administration from Tennessee State University, and Master of Education in Organizational Leadership and Communications from Belmont University. In 2010, Cassandra obtained her Professional in Human Resources certification, and Cassandra prides herself on being an innovative HR leader and strives daily to offer non-traditional, out-of-the-box workforce solutions. Cassandra has many accomplishments. Her work as a career coach and blogger has been featured in swagher.net, 5 Keys to Interviewing Fiercely, and Finding Your Voice in the Workplace. She was also featured on HR.com, the largest network for HR professionals with over 250,000 members worldwide. Cassandra has been a speaker for Operation Stand Down, the Brentwood United Career Transition Support Group and Empowerment, Inc. She appeared as a guest on the Sister Speak radio show, 760 AM Gospel Station, as well as News Channel 5 and Urban Outlook. Welcome, Cassandra, to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I'm excited to interview you today. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you.
And you have an awesome bio. So I would like for you to tell the listening audience a little bit more about yourself.
Sure. I'm a human resources leader. I've been working in human resources for about 13 years now. I'm also an advocate for Black career women and a career strategist. I really enjoy helping women, Black career women in particular, find careers that they're passionate about, and also showing them ways that they can grow and elevate in those careers.
Love that. So I know that you're the head of human resources, and then you're by night you have entrepreneurship on the side as well, and you have this awesome awesome business that you do, Career Talk with Cassandra. So tell us about your entrepreneur journey. Tell us about your transition and how you're balancing it all, working in corporate America and, running your Career Talk with Cassandra and Coins Over Gossip organization.
Sure. Well, I think my entrepreneurial journey actually started before Career Talk with Cassandra because I grew up in a family with entrepreneurs. So my grandparents, my mother, they were entrepreneurs. My grandparents, they are urban farmers now in Detroit. They've had a real estate business. Now they're urban farmers. They have a farm called Oakland Ave, and they have really had an impact on a historic neighborhood in the Detroit area known as the North End. My mom, she has experience as a sales executive working for major corporations and She has been a senior leader in network marketing companies, and she also owned a cell phone store. So I grew up around entrepreneurs. Like my mother, literally, like I would sell cell phones in high school. I would always have the latest cell phone. So I would be able to to convince people to go to my mom's cell phone store and buy cell phones. And I also, my mom had a bunch of connections with different vendors and companies, and she gets stuff at like wholesale price. So I would sell like designer bags and belts and stuff out the trunk of my car in high school. So it's, I just grew up in it. And then myself, later after graduating from college, I was also involved in network marketing myself, and that inspired me to launch my own businesses. But yeah, network marketing, being in that industry, and having a coffee business because I partnered with a coffee organization at the time. I was able to build an organization. I met some amazing people. I had some incredible experiences that opened my eyes to Black wealth. And I also stretched myself. Like I did things being a part of that industry that I never thought that I could do or ever saw myself doing. And it really inspired me to want to have my own business, something for myself. So I launched Career Talk with Cassandra. And that came about in 2014. I launched it just, with encouragement from family and friends because everybody was calling me asking me for career advice. So they knew that I worked in human resources. So naturally, they would call me and ask me about, interviewing and helping them with their resume, negotiating their salary. So when I started it, it was just going to be a blog initially. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take this and make it a blog and just offer career advice through blogging. So I started off just blogging, and then later it, evolved into actually taking on some clients. And I started developing coaching programs that I put clients through. And I did a lot of one-to-one coaching, and I wanted to take that on, just take it to a larger scale and do more group coaching because the one-to-one coaching, it was impactful and it helped people, but it took up a whole lot of time. And it, I didn't see me getting a lot of, I was adding value, but it wasn't really a good business model, just doing the one-to-one coaching. So I wanted to have more of an impact and be able to reach more people, but also something that made business sense for me. So I took a little bit of a break from doing coaching and just started doing hosting events. Um, so I started getting into hosting events and um, just working, doing speaking engagements and sharing my experiences and my services that way. So that was Career Talk with Cassandra. And at the time, I didn't have a lot of clarity on who I wanted to target. I just had all of this experience and this advice that I wanted to share, and I wanted to be able to help people, but I didn't really have a lot of direction. And later, my passion for helping people, women, Black women in particular, that look like me, that started to really develop, just out of my own experiences and me seeing that there's a need in my own community where I could use my experience and my knowledge to help other women. So now we're at a point where our focus is Black career women and really helping Black women identify what it is that they want to do and then also being successful in their careers.
Love it, love it. Well, a couple of things that you said that stood out. First of all, you grew up in a family of entrepreneurs, so basically this was instilled in you. It was destined to be. Next, you was in network marketing, and we all know that network marketing prepares us professionally and personal, right? To step out and, own our own businesses. So could you elaborate on a little bit of the things that you learned from being in the network marketing industry? Because it is a go-getter industry, and it does prepare you. It prepares you for a lot of different experiences, and I know we've had many conversations about that. So could you elaborate on that a little bit more?
Sure. Well, prior to network marketing, I mean, I really didn't know much about, um, I guess, vision boards and the importance of just affirming myself and, really having more confidence in myself. And I think that's what the industry did for me. Like I started creating vision boards. Like that is a part of my lifestyle now. Every year, I have a new vision board and I have a plan for what it is that I want to accomplish that particular year. And then also just planning out, what is having a strategy and planning out what it is that I want to do. I was always ambitious, but I didn't necessarily have like a plan or strategies to get to where it was that I was trying to go. I was just, I would just go for it with no real plan. So I think it taught me a lot about planning and visualizing what it is that I want to do, as well as speaking and having influence and selling, which is big. Like if you want to be successful in anything that you want to do, you have to learn how to, you got to learn how to sell. Like I didn't realize how much sales, is a part of everything that we do, when it comes to business. So, yeah, and speaking and doing presentations, like when I was in the industry, I would have to do presentations and sell my product and present in front of large groups of people. And like I said, that wasn't something that I thought I'd ever be doing, but that was a skill that I was able to learn and obtain through my experience in the industry.
Awesome. And I know you went on to start, of course, you spoke about career talks with Cassandra, and you focused on Black career women. And what made you really just focus on just Black career women? I know you said based off your experiences that you went through, which made you target us. So could you elaborate on that more of why that's more your focus?
Sure. So in my field of human resources, a big part of my job is hiring people, coaching people through different workplace issues. And then also career succession planning is another big piece of what I do as an HR professional. So just going through my every day working in HR and first of all, seeing that there was a lack of Black women in professional level roles, I noticed that Black women mostly had roles in entry level positions like customer support or, administrative assistant type roles. So there was really, there was not a lot of us in professional level positions. And I wonder why that was happening because, Black women, I mean, we are ambitious. We're ambitious women. We are very educated. We're degreed. I mean, I think, there's a lot of research and statistics that show that. So, and these people that have these positions, they had college degrees. They just didn't know what they needed to do to get to that next level. And there were many people that looked like us that could help them to navigate that. So, seeing the need there, and then also just because we don't have, people that look like us in those roles, we don't see it a lot. There was just a lack of information and knowledge. Like you don't have anybody that you feel like you can relate to or talk to about growing in your career, or people that are willing to, reach out and help you get to the next level. Most people, I call it like the little sister, little brother syndrome, where when you're interviewing someone, you think of people, that that look like you or that remind you of like, oh, she could be my little sister, he could be my little brother. You look for traits that are, related to your experience. And because we don't have a lot of people that look like us in those roles that make those decisions, it's hard for us to get those opportunities. So I wanted to be able to give back to Black women in that way and help them to get those opportunities and get to the next level in their career.
Well, I want to commend you for closing that gap and going back and reaching back and pulling forward and helping other Black women get there. So congratulations on that. That is awesome. That's an awesome thing to do. And the Career Talk with Cassandra sounds like a very awesome coaching program to be a part of. So I definitely want you to let the listening audience know how they can contact you if they need your services as well, okay? So you are the co-founder of Coins Over Gossip, an organization that encourages women to develop a leadership mindset while creating opportunities for growth. So please tell the listening audience more about your awesome organization, and also tell them about the awesome conference that we just had in November, and I was blessed to be a speaker at your conference. So tell us a little bit more about Coins Over Gossip.
Sure. So Coins Over Gossip, it actually came out of a work experience that I was having, where there was a group of Black women that came into my office, and basically they were like complaining over just something small. They were complaining and just creating drama. And I remember thinking, like, this is our struggle. This is our challenge right here. Like, we're focused on the wrong things. So, like, why they're just sitting here wasting time talking about it, they're not getting anywhere in their careers. This is why they're in the position they're in right now. It's just not helpful or benefiting anyone. And I just had a thought to myself. It was so random. And I did a post about it actually on social media after, kind of witnessing that. And I was just like, a hashtag, I choose coins over gossip. And then later I thought about that and I was like, that could be something, that's really interesting, like choosing coins over gossip. So I talked to my sister-in-law about what I was thinking, like, hey, I really want to do an event, for Black career women, and here's what I want to call it. And I also started telling her about how I had been feeling lately. Just being a senior leader with my company, I was getting to a place where I was feeling like I was alone. I was feeling like I had reached a high level of success for myself, but I was starting to be more part of meetings that included, like our CEO, our president, COO, people that don't look like me, that you don't talk to every day. I report to the president, but we didn't have just this close relationship where I felt like he was somebody that I could go to, for advice, or that could relate to my experience he could not relate to my experience as a Black woman growing in corporate America. And I was just wondering, like, okay, if I don't see anybody that looks like me, there's nobody that's, reaching out to me either and teaching me what the dynamics are, like how to propose, solutions, or how to, how to ask for more money for my budget, or just questions, like just not knowing like how to approach different situations with this particular group of people, and really just not understanding completely, like, okay, how do I navigate this space? Like, how do I get these people to understand what the needs of my department are, and also, how do I continue to grow and be accepted, to where, that they're taking me seriously, they're hearing me out, I'm being understood. went from, having a manager that was the voice of our department and the voice for me to being the voice. And I needed some help and some guidance on how to work with that and how to be successful in this new space. So I was wondering how other Black women in these roles, I know there's not many of us, but I know they exist. They weren't at my company. I was the only one. But I really felt a desire and a need to reach out to get more information and figure out, okay, how are you handling this? What do you do? How do you approach these situations in these meetings? So, I was telling her about my experience, and she is a pharmacist, and she was telling me about some of her experiences being a pharmacist and, how she would have patients or people that come to her place of business and they would look to the pharmacy tech, instead of her because she's a Black woman. So they assume that she's not the one in charge. She's not the pharmacist. They go to the white representatives who they think are the pharmacists, but really are the tech. And how often that happens, and she gets overlooked because she's a Black woman. So, once she kind of shared her experience and she was hearing more about what I wanted to do, she was on board with it. And we decided that it was something that we wanted to do together and we wanted to share our experience. And we also wanted to partner with other women, like minded women, to share those experiences for people, our community, people that look like us, to help them succeed and, get the professional support system or network that they need to be successful in their careers.
That is awesome. And I like to commend you and Ashley for creating this space for Black women to have to share strategies to help each other, get to the next level because it's needed. Because oftentimes, and you're right, we don't see a lot of us at the top. So being able to reach back and create a space and pull forward to help us learn the different strategies to be successful once we get there. So that's pretty awesome. Thank you for creating that space.
Sure, and you mentioned about the conference too. So I do want to touch on that really quick. So we had a conference in December. It's our annual Coins Over Gossip conference, and Ashley was a speaker, and she did amazing. And her topic was overcoming fear. So the theme of the conference was "Time's Up, Girl, Come Get Your Seat." So we really wanted to do kind of a play on the Time's Up movement that we've been seeing around sexual harassment in the workplace, but we wanted to extend that beyond that and say, yes, time's up for that, but also time's up for us settling for less and not taking advantage of these opportunities that we deserve and that are here for the taking. And let's come together and figure out what we need to do to get our seat at the table. So the conference was amazing, and we have the next conference this year already scheduled. It's going to be November 9th of this year. So we've got some speakers that we're thinking of, and a theme that I'm excited about. I don't want to share too much just yet, but we've got some really cool ideas about how we want to approach the conference this year. So I do want to put that out there because if you are listening, this is something you definitely want to make sure you're a part of or attend.
Yes, and listeners, please put it on your calendar. November 9th, 2019 is the next Coins Over Gossip conference. So please stay tuned, and if you can make it, attend. If not, support and donate and support the conference. You can be a sponsor as well. So, Cassandra, you are the head of human resources for Versus Healthcare. So please tell the listening audience how you created your seat at the table.
Well, the first thing I would say is that it can't be a secret. Meaning, if you have a desire to grow within your company, it can't be a secret. You can't be the only person that knows about it. Now, I'm not saying share that with everybody, but you need to make sure you share that with the right people, the people that can help you get to that point. And I learned early on in my career that not letting your manager or the people that have, that power to make that decision know what your interest level is, or what your career goals are, is a huge mistake, and it's how you get overlooked for career opportunities and promotions, which I am writing about, and it will be released very soon, my ebook on getting passed over for promotions. But that yeah, it can't be a secret. You need to make sure that you really make the most out of your one-on-one meetings with your manager, your performance review time, and use those opportunities to talk about you, your career goals, and where your areas of opportunities are, so that you can improve and put yourself on a path to get you to that next level in your career. Um, the other thing that I would say to do is what I've done for myself, is to make sure you stay on the agenda. And what I mean by that is find out when your senior level, executive level meetings are held. So for me, our meetings are every Tuesday at 10:30. So I had a reminder on my calendar, the Friday before the following Tuesday, to prep for that meeting. And I had this reminder on my calendar even before I had a seat at this table. But I did that because my boss, who was the president of the company, of course, he had a seat at the table. So I would send him an email like, hey, I know you have the executive meeting on Tuesday. Here are some challenges that we've run into from an HR perspective that you may want to discuss, and I need some feedback on, so that I could make sure that I was on the agenda. And I wouldn't find small things, like make sure that it's something of importance that they have to discuss. Like really find those opportunities, for you to get added to the agenda. So he got used to that. I would send him this email, and then it got to a point where, he was asking for, like, hey, can you give me what your update is so I can share it during executive meeting? And it went from that to getting invited to present at some of these meetings, like, hey, you can talk through this better than I can. Can you come to the meeting this week and explain this, and let's talk through it? So it went from that, and then finally, me being in my new position, I built a case and say, hey, I am the HR liaison for our corporate office, our parent company, because we got acquired back in May of last year. So I'm the liaison, for our parent company and for you all, so I'm going to be the one that's letting you all know what's coming down the pipe from an HR standpoint and how that impacts the organization. So I really need to be a part of these meetings. So, and I got added to the calendar. So just like that, I got my seat at the table. So I would say just, making sure that you stay on the agenda. Like you want to stay in those discussions. You want your department and what you do to be talked about, and be talked about in the right group of people.
Love it. So some takeaways that I got from what you said was, listeners, share with the right people. Build those great relationships with your manager. Having those great conversations, and having some not so good conversations too, so you can be better, so you can create that seat. And also staying on the agenda. That's important. Making sure that you stay in those discussions. That is definitely correct in order to get to the next level. And I also would like to commend you on your ebook. Congratulations on your ebook. And what is the name of it again, so listeners can go purchase it, and when will it be out?
So it will be out by the end of this month, and it's actually going to be a freebie. So because I'm doing a big rebrand, so I'm going to be making some changes to my website, and I am going to add my ebook as a downloadable PDF for anybody that subscribes to my newsletter and checks out my website. So you will be able to find it at www.careertalkwithcassandra.com, and the name of the ebook is Three Ways to overcome after being turned down for a promotion. So
Awesome.
basically, if you've been turned down for a promotion or a career opportunity, it just gives you some strategies on how to make it through that, because there's a lot of embarrassment that can go along with that, frustration, um, and just emotions that come along with that that could either, you know, allow you to do better and figure out a way to make it right so it doesn't happen again, or it could really damage your career. So it'll be really good.
Awesome. Well, please go support her awesome ebook. It is a freebie. You can go to www.careertalkwithcassandra to purchase her ebook. At the end of the month, 3 ways to overcome after being turned down for a promotion. Please go out and support. So what did failure teach you, Cassandra?
I would say that failure taught me patience and timing. It also taught me that, my failure is not just about me, and that it allows me to help create success stories for other people.
Love it. Love it. Because that's important. When we fail, I don't call it failure, I call it a lesson, right? And we just get up and we do it again. So we have to make sure that, we are I'm a faith-based person, so on God's time. So patience and time is definitely important. So when it comes to that, a lot of us, when we fail, we get stuck, and sometimes it's hard to get back up, but we have to get back up. Because that's the difference from somebody that's successful and somebody that quits, is that we don't quit, we push through. So that's awesome. Those are awesome strategies to learn from failure. So we learned what failure taught you. So what did success teach you?
I would say that success taught me that one, you have to define it for yourself, what that really means for you, and that you cannot define it looking at somebody else. Um, and also that it can be short lived because, there's always another level for you to go to. So right now, I'm uncomfortable. I've on the outside looking in, yes, I've achieved a high level of success for myself in my career, but there's so many other things that I want to do, and I don't feel, I don't want to say I don't feel successful, but I just know that, like there's still so much that I want to do and that can be done, and that I'm working toward, especially now that I'm at a point where I feel like I've got more clarity and more purpose around what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. So yeah, it's short lived. Like I wouldn't get too comfortable. I would definitely celebrate the small wins, but don't sit in it. Don't live there. Just celebrate and move forward with, continuing to reach for things beyond what you could ever dream of and imagine.
I love that. And something that you said that stood out. Celebrate the small wins. We should be celebrating everything, the small wins and the big wins, because the small wins prepares us for the big wins. So that is definitely true. And being uncomfortable is part of the process of getting to the next level. So if we're not uncomfortable, then we're not growing. So being in that state shows that you're growing and that you're always remaining a student, because that's important for all of us to remain a student.
Right.
So what can we expect from you in the future? What can we expect to see from you for the rest of 2019?
Sure. So I've already mentioned my Coins Over Gossip conference that's coming up in November. I am also co-hosting another event that's going to be in Detroit, and it's called Boardroom Bosses. And that is going to be in August of this year. And Boardroom Bosses is basically for women, like your mid-level managers, women that have achieved some success in their career, and they're wanting to get, some more information about how to get their seat at the table. So we are partnering with C-suite level women that are going to talk to our audience about their experience and how to get there. So kind of similar to Coins Over Gossip, but the focus is corporate women, boardroom bosses, where Coins Over Gossip is more just, any type of leadership role. Um, so I'm really excited about those two events. And then I'm also coming out with a book this year, and there'll be more information about that. I don't want to give give that away just yet, but that is a work in process. Um, so book, the event, and I have another project coming out this year too, that I'm gonna save for later too. You just have to follow me and kind of keep up with me this year, because I've got a lot of things in store, and I don't plan on slowing down. So I've got my mojo this year. So I'm ready to go ahead and release some of these, some of the things that I've kind of visualized over the last few years, and help them to, manifest themselves this year. So I'm excited.
Well, congratulations on all the amazing things that you have coming up. Your ebook, your new book. You got the conferences, your conference, and the one that you're co-hosting, and this awesome project that we can't wait to see what it's going to be. So I'm so excited for you. Can't wait to see what you're going to birth in this new year.
Thank you. I'm excited for you too. You got some amazing things going on too.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So please tell the listening audience, Cassandra, how they can follow you, support you, and purchase your services.
Sure. On Instagram, I'm at Cassandra, Cassandra, Talk Careers. And Facebook is Career Talk with Cassandra. And my website is also careertalkwithcassandra.com. So you can find all the information about me on any of those platforms. And you'll have my contact information as well if you want to connect and reach out for services.
Awesome. So please support this amazing woman. Cassandra is so amazing, you all. Please support her ebook, her new book, her events. And when I tell you that Coins Over Gossip was an awesome event this past December, it was really an awesome event. And I can't wait to see what the conference is going to be this year and the awesome speakers that she has lined up. And I can't wait to see this big project that she has going on as well. So, Cassandra, I wish you much success. And I can't wait to see all the great things that are going to be birthing from you this year.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, and I would like to thank you for taking the time out of your busy day, because you're very busy, to be a guest on my show today. So thank you, and I will be inviting you back.
Awesome. I look forward to it.
All right, thank you. So next, I would like to make some announcements. I would like to give a special thanks to two of my mentors, Tammy Collins Marquis and John Schamberger. Also, I would like to give a special thanks to Dr. Larry White Sr. and author Kimberly McLemore. And next, you all may follow me on Facebook at Ashley Little and on Instagram at _Ashley A. Little. And we will be back here again at the table on Tuesday with another special guest who I will be announcing soon. So stay tuned. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Creating Your Seat at the Table, where Ashley speaks with corporate professionals, celebrities, entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers who are transitioning or have transitioned to entrepreneurship.